Hi there, crafty friends. Welcome and thank you for joining me. Today, I thought we would make a birthday card using the BetterPress plates, but actually press them this time instead of hot foiling them. And I am loving this set. So this set is part of the BetterPress Society. This was sold exclusively through brick and mortar stores. I signed up for 6 months. And once a month, I get a new press plate. And this month was the registration plates. And this concept is amazing. I love it because you can get different colors. It's much easier to get different colors out of your press plates. So let's go ahead and get started. So with the registration plates, you get a acetate piece that has the outline of all of your press plates. Now you can see here I've used my plates and they have stained a little bit, but they still work perfectly. I did not like the acetate. Let me bring in my piece here. So you can tape down the acetate piece and then line up your pieces on there where they need to go. But I found that they slid just a little too easily. Once you get it taped down and inked up, I was having difficulties. So I went ahead and I just photocopied it and cut it out. And that works perfect for me. I like having the paper on there much better. There's not as much slippery surface for the plates to move. They just seem to stick a lot better for me. And I already have my cotton panels taped to the other side. And I'm not real worried about getting this piece perfectly centered because we will die cut the card. But before we get started, I need to say congratulations to Beverly Van Oosting. Beverly, you are the winner of the free card from my drawing from the washi tape video, and please send me a private email to handmadehugsbymelissa@gmail.com and I will get that card out to you. Congratulations and thank you for watching and commenting. So let's go ahead and get back to this. So we are going to be doing a bluish type card. I've got Cruise, Teal Topaz, and Azure picked out. So I did purchase some Distress Archival ink pads because they have a larger variety of colors, but I have found that these are very inky. They are saturated with ink, and here I can show you that. The Happy and the Birthday, I used the BetterPress ink. The candles and the To You, I used archival ink. And you just don't get that definition. So when I have something that has lettering like this, I will most definitely be using the BetterPress ink. So first we are going to put down our birthday and our cake stand. And those look pretty good. And I think we need to start with Azure. Let's get that inked up really well. And because I'm using the archival on my cake stand here, I am not going to press too terribly hard. This is pretty saturated with a lot of ink, and I don't want it to seep through. I want to maintain those crisp lines, and I can just nudge that a little bit. If it looks like it has moved, that looks pretty good. Now this plate here does move. So before I run it through the machine, I am just going to make sure that it is all the way over to the left and the bottom. Just kind of push that and then I will run it through. Now let's see what we got. Oh, and that is beautiful. Those letters just pop, and on that letterpress paper, it just feels amazing. I love that. So we can get these out of there and move to our next two plates. And if you get ink on this paper while you're inking up the plates, it's really nice because it does not transfer to your cardstock at all. So now we will move on to Teal Topaz. I've got those 2 plates inked up really well. We can check and see if they need to be adjusted at all. I think they look pretty good. You can just kind of nudge them into place. So now let's take and make sure that our base is positioned. I love the reveal. Oh, and that is looking so pretty. So now we can move on to our next plates. And we've got this little strip here that goes in the middle. And we've got our candles. Now, I wanted my candles to be 2 colors. I wanted the flames yellow and I wanted the candles blue. So I just inked up my plate, pressed and rubbed on it, got the ink on the paper to use as a mask. And then I've got little masks here that I can use so that I can have yellow flames and blue candles. So we need to do our candles. So let's take our flame piece and we are going to cover up those flames and ink up those candles. So which color do we use here? I think now we need cruise. I'm kind of doing in a gradient order. So now we're all inked up. We can take a look and see if we need to nudge these at all. And actually, they didn't move. I don't think they moved hardly anything at all. That looks good. Make sure your plate is positioned. Run that through your machine, and that is looking fantastic. So now we need to take this little piece off and we need to ink up our flames, but we don't want to move them because we want them to be positioned in the perfect spot. We want them to go right back into that slot there. So we can mask that without moving that plate and ink up those candles or the flames. I think that's good. Be careful not to move that plate. We will position this and then we can run it through again. And let's see how that worked out for us. And that's perfect. We've got yellow for the flame and it landed perfectly in the same impression. That is so cute. So let's go ahead and put all this aside. And now we need to use the coordinating die to cut out our birthday cake. And this lines up so well. So I've got that die cut. And the cotton paper does die cut pretty well. It does. You do get a couple little hairs, but it's no big deal. So we've got our piece die cut. I also die cut 2 extras out of plain cardstock so we can stack this. So while that dries, we need to work on our background. So I wanted something fun. I went through my stash and I found this old Carta Bella bubble type stamp stencil. It's Cauldron Bubble Stencil. I don't think it's available any longer, but I will make sure that I link something similar. So here we're going to take another cotton panel, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press the image. So I've got my F shim, my E shim. I am going to place this, my card panel, and then my stencil just right over that. Then I'll put the D plate on top and I'll run this through my machine. And then we get this beautiful impression on that paper. That is so neat. But we are also going to add a little bit of color. I am bringing in my Pinkfresh ink cubes because I just want to add a little bit of color. We could probably ink blend with the BetterPress inks, but I don't want to mix my blending brushes. So that's why I'm bringing in the regular dye ink. And that stencil will just line right back up over those impressions, and then you can add color. I've got sky blue and paradise, and we're just going to add some color. I don't want it too dark, so I will be tapping off. I just want to give a little bit of interest. I think this paradise matches a little bit better than the sky blue. So we'll probably end up using more of that, but I don't want it to be too dark. There we go, and I think that's perfect. That's all we need. We just need a little bit of color back there. So let's trim this out. We are going to make this be 4 by 5 1/4. And now we can start building our card. This came together so quickly. I've got my panel all trimmed out. We're just going to add some glue. And this is a wonky cake, so it doesn't have to sit on there perfect. Let's just add that to our panel. We can go ahead and put the block back on there. Let's let that set for a minute, and then we are going to do our envelope. We don't want to forget about our envelope. I ran the envelope through my die cut machine with the same stencil. So let's just find where our stencil lines up, and we're just going to add a little bit of color on the back of that envelope. I don't want it to be too dark. We need to tap off. And we're just going to add some color, just like that. That way we have a matching envelope. I've really been getting into making sure my envelopes coordinate with my cards lately. And that's perfect. I've got a top folding card here. I added some foam tape to the back of my panel. We can add this. Make sure it's, yep, it's the right way. That looks good. Now we just need to add some embellishments. And I'm not sure, you know what, I think we're going to go with this color here. This is Altenew Enamel Dots Cool Summer Night. We don't need to add a lot. I think I want to go with the lighter. I like the medium and the small. And we are done. That came out so cute. And I wish that you could feel these cotton panels with that impression. They are so amazing. I just love that. But you know, I can't just do one. We've got our coordinating envelope. I've also got a pink one that I did the same exact way, just using the pink colors. Then we've got one that's kind of a clay color with pink and yellow. And the whole reason I did these was because I wanted to do masculine cards. I need a couple masculine cards. I'm loving that brown, so it looks like chocolate. And then we've got another one in some more teals. So please be sure to leave me a comment. Please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate you spending time with me. And Beverly Van Oosting, please make sure you send me a private email with your address so I can get that card out to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.